Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome Sagittarius into a reading for you. This will be for Sun Moon Rising Sag around 2 weeks from today, the 2nd of October 2021, until the next 2.5 weeks, guys. Okay. Now, again, energies are, they can flip, they can be reversed. So take the guidance and the way it resonates with your situation, but please do not force yourself into the reading. But if you think that this reading is for you, excuse me, then by all means go ahead and enjoy this reading for yourself, right? We'll look into your situation for this time around the year, the month of October, the first of 15 days of the month of October 2021, and we'll see what your energies are kind of talking about around this portion in time for you, Sag. Okay, now let's call upon our spirit guide, angel, ancestors, my divine source into this reading for you, Sag, and we'll see what your energies are talking about in this particular period in time for you. Okay, Nine of Swords and the Four of Wands. So you could be worried about some situation at home. It could be a very domestic situation that you are perhaps for some trying to free yourself from any kind of problems, any kind of issues that concerns your home or a domestic setup. Okay, yeah, because to me, Sag, this is your energy, guys. Both are your energies here, right? So it is excuse me, I've got a bad throat, guys. I've been talking about it, but I've been still doing the readings. Okay, so it looks to me that some of you could be feeling quite out of breath, doing a lot of work for either your home, yourself, but you want a change of that situation, right? Like you're quite tired working and working for a particular situation, the Ten of Cups, it could be because you have a commitment with somebody or you want a commitment with somebody, but there is silence about that situation. Right now, there is no, it's very much under the subconscious energy at this point, Sag, but we'll see what is going on at this point in time, right? And we'll figure out what your energies for this period in time is talking about. It could be something that is going on within yourself, inside of you, the Three of Pentacles, okay? Let's see what is this with the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is talking about a group effort, a teamwork, right? Where people come together, do things together, kind of a situation. Justice, okay. So there is some kind of a karma associated with this Three of Pentacles, right? The Empress, okay. Okay. Wow, the Sun. You got majors, guys. You got majors at this point in time. Wow, what's going on, Sag? Let's see here. The Six of Swords and the Ten of Swords. Wow, okay. The bottom of the deck is the Nine of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the Nine of Swords. Wow, okay. We'll see what's going on, Sag. And then we have the Five of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the Six of Wands. Okay. Okay, let's look into the portion here and see what it is that we are trying to understand here. But definitely there is some logical issues that concerns your situation here with justice. Let's look into the first card here, the Three of Pentacles. Okay, the Three of Pentacles is, like I said, definitely talks about a teamwork, team effort. You know, it's a group setting where each person contributes to building up something that brings about a harmony in their own community or in their own family. You know, it's something like in the family, when you do something, you just cannot do it all alone, right? You need people with you. You need your friends, you need your family, you need your children for some. For some, you need your parents, you know, anybody, your spouse. So it's a group thing, right? And with the Three of Pentacles, basically, you know, it's kind of, excuse me, it's kind of talking about probably you who could be doing a lot of work by yourself, Sag, right? You're the only, you know, you're like putting in a lot more effort or more work into something to make things happen. You're perhaps the one, we'll see what is going on, but to me it looks like you're perhaps the one who is the skilled worker, you know, who is taking that initiative to build something, making other people understand how to work together. Because it happens, right, that in a group setting too, somebody in particular has to take the initiative. Not everybody can do the same job. So if you're building something, you need a good carpenter, you need a good architect, you need a good plumber, you need a good electrician. So everybody has their own individual skill set, right? But it also means that somebody is kind of uh, taking that initiative to bring people together, to create something, to arrange something, you know, somebody. And to me it looks like you are taking that initiative, Sag, to bring people together. You know, you're a person, you're like, you have that energy, you know, that um, you want to bring people together, you want to multiply your network, right? You want to build friends, you want to build a support system in your life, right? That helps you to be part of your own soul tribe or community, right? So to me it looks like you are taking that initiative to bring this kind of an activity for any purpose, take it in the way it resonates with you. Not everybody does things for a reason. Sometimes people do because they feel that urge or the need to take that initiative and say, okay, you know, for example, you guys have a party, right? An office, say an office party. So somebody over there, everybody will contribute, definitely. Everybody will put their money for the party, or everybody, some people will bring food, some will bring drinks, some will bring that, But at the end of the day, you also need a person who is the leader of that particular party, right? For that night. So somebody who takes that initiative to arrange things, makes that run for getting things in order, arranging things, telling people what they have to do, how they have to work, giving everybody their individual responsibilities, right? It's like that leadership kind of a situation, more so I'm getting, where you perhaps, Sag, at this point in time, you're kind of in that energy where you want to take that call, to make things happen, really. You're very enthusiastic about a situation in your life that you want it to, um, you want to build, you want it to grow, you want to expand. Some people are there who likes to expand their network, multiply their friend circle, those kind, bringing people together, keeping in touch with people, doing their networking, right? It takes a lot of effort. Not everybody can do it. Networking is very difficult for people to keep up with. Most of us fail, because the reason we fail to keep up with our networking is because we don't put in that time or that effort. We feel lazy. Oh, you know what? I have to again pick up the phone and call that person, even though that person is my good friend. But it's an effort. Really, it's an effort. Not everybody likes to do it, not everybody can do it, kind of a situation. So, to me, it looks like you are actually in that energy around this portion in time, Sag, where you want to pick up that initiative and multiply and expand connections in your life. That in turn kind of helps you to bring back a social circle, to bring back a network, to make things happen, to arrange something, to build something, anything, that requires, for example, you're taking that initiative to arrange for a volunteer service, right? A charity, a cause for charity. So somebody over here has to take that initiative for that cause of charity. So that is where that one person, provides that the drive, right? The drive to get things done, the drive to make things work, right? And with this, you get the sun. So definitely, there is a lot of warmth in you, Sag. It's the Leo energy. You are all fired up at this point to make things happen, to keep in touch with people, to get things done. If somebody gives you an opportunity and says, hey, I want to arrange for this kind of a setting, right? Or I'm looking at making a volunteer drive or arranging a volunteer service or whatever. It could be possible that some of you immediately jump into that scene, because you feel kind of energetic when you are in that drive, in that energy of, you know, being the leader, being the go getter, right? Making things happen, arranging for everything, making things look good. And it's also a part of the heart that opens up, when you, as a person, Sag, you kind of interact with people, you talk to people, you arrange things, make things grow, make things happen from the scratch, telling each person, it's being like a leader, right? In that Leo energy, it's like, okay, you do this, you do this, I give you this duty, I give you this responsibility, and you are like the overall leader in that entire program for a cause, for a charity, whatever that could be, or even just in your office, even in your home, right? If there is some kind of a situation, you're getting people together and saying, hey, listen, we all have to work together, right? We all have to be on the same page. We all need to put in our effort. So that kind of a leadership, right? That kind of a personality is that driven energy from the sun, because the sun is, somebody, or that energy of the sun um, goes for the person who can make others feel really happy. So whenever somebody is with you around this portion in time, you will bring a lot of happiness in that person's life, as well as that will make you feel very happy about the fact that you can actually get things going, right? You can actually take that initiative to move things in the right direction, right? And that requires a lot of energy, lot of drive, lot of power, lot of vitality. So that requires you to be to be absolutely driven for that cause. So a lot of energy, then, oh yeah, this is what it is, I'm going to get it done no matter what, and that drive kind of shines upon other people, right? You are the leader, so you need that drive, you need that energy level. If you as a leader, if you as the initiator, you do not have the drive, it is but natural that other people will not be able to follow your footsteps, right? So for somebody to follow your footsteps, for somebody to be encouraged, to be driven to do exactly what you are doing, to motivate them, you have to have that the beautiful rays of the sun. You have to be warm, you have to be loving. Everything that you do comes from your heart. You feel happy, right? You feel happy working with people, people feel happy working with you. There is that kind of a synergy exchange between you and the rest of the crowd, right? So that kind of an energy is showing up in here with these two cards in your case, Sag, around this portion in time. And I would say it is a beautiful, beautiful energy, because it requires a lot. It requires you to have that kind of energy. Not everybody, like I said, it doesn't matter what your age is, right? You could be um, a 15-year-old, or you could be a 50-year-old. But when you have that energy of the sun, right, that is a different kind. Like, it shows, that aura shows, that aura reflects, that glow. You have that glow on your face. It's a beautiful, and it is also about your physical strength, right? That allows you to work very hard with people, because working with people is not easy. It requires a lot of hard work. If you are the leader, if you are, say, the manager of a particular project, and you are leading a group of people under your wings, you have to be very driven, you have to be very motivated for other people to follow your footsteps. So if you are that, physically driven, ambitious energy of the sun, of that Leo energy, that no matter what happens, I will get this work done. I will make people come together. I will arrange people to be together. I will take that lead. I will take that initiative. I will make that thing happen. That kind of an energy, that kind of a force is beautiful. It's definitely beautiful. It shows that you are practically thriving um, on your success as a part of your team, as a part of you being the leader of a team. Like I said, it could be professional, it could be personal, it doesn't matter, right? But it's something that, and it also could be charitable. It also could be a cause for charity, that some of you guys may be, like I said, maybe doing some charitable work, right? Organizing a group setting, organizing a meeting, organizing a get together for a cause for charity. So it can be anything. But over here with the sun, it brings that kind of, that kind of synergy. It brings about the joy in yourself. And that is the joy, that is the happiness that you reflect as you work with other people around you during this portion in time, Sag, is more so what I'm getting. Okay, now here we have this card of justice. So justice, again, for me, justice comes only when justice needs to show up, because justice is the card of karma. Okay, so whenever you feel that there has been some kind of an injustice that has happened in your case, Sag, right, where you have not been able to be acknowledged for your services, you haven't been acknowledged for your hard work, right? You haven't been acknowledged by other people as a member of your team. That has been a kind of injustice for you, or you have like felt it. Maybe for some people, you feel that you have done a lot, you have given that energy, you have given that power, you have given that drive, and yet perhaps, um, people have not acknowledged your contribution, or people have failed to acknowledge or see what you have done really in your as a part of your effort, right? So that's when justice comes in, and justice also talks about you being very logical in your mental energy, right? Like you understanding the pros and cons of justice versus injustice. What is justice for you and what is injustice for you, right? You know the difference. You can differentiate with the card of justice. You know what is the truth, you know what is your what is the lies, or what is the wrong, right? You have to be honest, you have to be truthful, because you know one thing, right? With the card of justice, what goes around comes around. So you know that whatever you have done, Sag, for this period in time, it's going to come around to you. Maybe you still have not received your justice, right? You still have kind of not been given that fair share of equality in matters of recognition or work or anything in your personal or professional life, right? So you feel that there has been some delay or some cause for injustice that has happened, where you might have really put in a lot of drive and effort to make things happen, to make people happy, to make yourself happy. But yet, somewhere logically, you feel that you still haven't got what you truly deserve in your life. That's where karma shows up. That's where justice shows up, with the Six of Swords, right? So, what I'm getting, guys, is that you still feel that in spite of doing a lot for people or working harmoniously with people, again, like I said, it could be personal, it could be professional, somewhere you are still not satisfied in your mental energy level. That's where justice, so that's where you feel that, oh, I deserved more, right? Or I deserve more, and yet I haven't got that. So that's where that you feel that you deserve a lot more for all your hard work that you are putting or you have put in, where it is time for the universe to give you back the quality time for peace and happiness in your life, right? You want that peace because somewhere you're coming to terms with yourself, Sag, that um, that you have worked very hard. You have worked very hard, or you're still working very hard for some of you, right? Excuse me, to be around people, to be potentially driven, to be very accommodating, right? Everything, that synergy, to create that synergy of work, right? You have been very yeah, you have been very accommodating, right? You have worked in different circumstances under pressure. You have worked with deadlines. You have worked with people who have perhaps given you a hard time. It can happen, right, in a team setting. anything can happen. So you could have had problems, but you still kept continuing to work very hard, being very driven towards that purpose in your life, where you have to, you know, that you have to establish the correct work, the correct project, to build that project. You have really been very driven and focused towards that situation. But again, um, as you are moving through this energy, you also feel, or you also will be feeling, that all your hard work, that all your effort, whatever you have doing, hasn't really given you what you truly deserve. Like, you feel that you have been underpaid for some people, that you have not got exactly the same amount of acknowledgement or money that you should have received for all the hard work in your life, right? So you feel kind of not very happy about that situation, right? Because you feel that you, like I said, you feel that some of you may have worked very hard towards a project, starting a new project in your life, and yet you haven't been paid properly for that. You haven't received the right remuneration. For some, you haven't received the right acknowledgement, right? So there could be that kind of an energy in yourself where you're like feeling a lack of justice, right? And you're also feeling the fact that you have been caught up in day to day worries. You're doing a lot, you're dealing with a lot of issues, a lot of problems. That is not justice for you, truly. You For justice for you, Sag, what I'm getting is that you want peace, you want contentment, you want to be at a better in a better situation, where you can kind of free yourself from a lot of extra baggages that you may have been carrying in your logical mind, right? You want to free, you want to declutter your thought process. You want to get away from a lot of nagging causes of worry in your life that is kind of troubling you, where you feel that after having done a lot, after having cooperated and have worked very hard, you still haven't really been able to relieve yourself from worries in your life that is still kind of holding you, and that for you is not justice. Justice for you, Sag, is when you can free yourself from the worries and take off into a much better, smoother, calmer kind of an environment or kind of a setting, right? So definitely you are feeling that you haven't got the justice you deserve as of now. As of now, even like, like people may have told you, okay, do this work, you have immediately done it. People have told you, okay, now you go from one setting to the other setting, from one department to the other department. They have constantly moved and thrown you, and yet you have caught up with all the work, right? You have caught up with new team members, you have worked with new people, right? You have been a team player, you have caught up, even though you may have been moved from one place to the other in your official capacity for some, right? But yet you have never complained. You have said, okay, this is a challenge, I take this challenge, I will work on this, I will catch up on this, and I will make things happen. So you basically have taken that as a challenge, and you have been very driven in yourself to make that work happen, or to complete that work. But now, as you're moving, you're feeling that in spite of doing so much, in spite of accommodating so many kind of wishes from different people, even in your home, somebody must have told you, okay, I need this, somebody else is telling you, I need that, and you're rushing around getting things for people, you're arranging things under the same roof, you're taking that initiative, to kind of harmonize your family setting, right? You're building with people, you're trying to work with people, you're being very accommodating in other people's life, right? You have not been showing your temper tantrums, or you're not being like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, that's not my job, it's not my responsibility. No, you have been very harmoniously accommodating things in your life, Sag, right? But then, like I said, at the end of the day, you're still feeling that in spite of doing so much, or in spite of, working around the situation so much, you have still kept your motivation very high, right? You have still kept your motivation, but somewhere you feel that you have not deserved, or you have not got the right kind of justice, right? That makes you happy, where you can tell yourself, okay, I'm free of all the troubles, it's time for me to be happy, it's time for me to take a break, right? Go on a vacation for some of you, travel overseas, travel over the water, time to take a break from all the worries, from all this everyday part of the problem, right? So there you feel that you still haven't got that break where you can really release and free yourself from all that mental anxiety in your life, and that you're still kind of holding on to a lot of baggages in your logical part of the story, as still, still it's like continuing, right? Which is where you want to change that whole scenario, right? You're moving, you want to move towards your own spiritual growth. With the Empress, it's talking about, a fertility, abundance in your life, that whatever you don't want this worries, you don't want these kind of tensions, you don't want your boss yelling at you, or people saying, oh, this is not done, and then putting 50,000 workload on your head, right? And then your home front is giving you again more worries, more tensions in life. So you want to kind of take a break from all that, really. You're kind of tired, and that's where you're telling yourself that really, I haven't got justice. Because for you today, justice means where you can move away from all these difficult situations and take time for yourself alone. Be who you are, enjoy life by yourself, be abundant in yourself, right? Um, where you feel that whatever you touch in your life, it only grows. It only brings abundance. It only brings a lot of love and a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, a lot of health, a lot of wealth, a lot of vitality, right? You want to be in that energy. You really want to be in that energy, Sag, where you feel completely at ease in your own self, with your spiritual growth. Because somewhere you are understanding that there is something called the spiritual growth. It's a spiritual embodiment of your own energy, where you kind of bring things together in order to make things grow, basically, right? In order to make things grow. And that is what justice is for you. That is what justice means for you. Not justice doesn't mean that you have to think about every, like tomorrow morning you wake up and you're like immediately thinking about your day. And then the first thing that hits you is 50,000 problems. So I have to tackle that, I have to tackle this, I have to do that, I have to do this. That's not justice for you. Justice for you is where you find love. Justice for you is where you find happiness. Justice for you is where you find that growth with people who make you happy, with whom you can share knowledge. Somebody who is an Empress energy by themselves, who is abundant, can make you feel abundant, right? That is justice for you. That you feel that touch, that sense of, oh yeah, if I can only only be that kind of fertile, where I don't have to worry about things anymore, where I don't have to worry about where, the daily, everyday problems. Like I know that everything is taken care of, and I don't have to work towards that. It's all because Empress energy is the energy that doesn't work, right? She is already reached that Empress stage. So that work part of the story is over for her. She can retire, she can live a beautiful life, right? She can be abundant in with whatever she has in her life. That's the Empress energy, right? That is what you want. For you, that is justice, that you don't have to worry about things anymore. You don't have to get up in the morning and start planning your day because every hour of the day matters to you. You don't want to do that. You want to be happy. You want to be fertile. You want to sit, with a cup of coffee, and have fun, right? You can possibly read a book in the morning, look into the morning newspaper, and then later on, have your breakfast, then watch some shows or go out for a walk in the morning, enjoying your abundance, right? Enjoying the retirement life, enjoying that life that, people strive to have, basically, where they don't have to care about other situations or don't have to worry about, oh, who's going to do this, who's going to do that, right? um, no, like everything is taken care of, so you can be free of all the worries. So you want to be in that energy, guys, because somewhere you have reached the bottom, the pit, the rock bottom of your pain, with everything that you're dealing with, Sag. Some of you guys could be even suffering from a lot of headache or migraine kind of a situation. Some of you guys could be having a lot of body ache, maybe because you have been working too hard with your physical self has collapsed, and you don't want that. You want to be the empress. You want to feel happy. You want to be really feeling great about yourself as you wake up every morning and you look up, and you're like, oh wow, today I don't have anything to do. I'm taken care of, right? Everything is taken care of. All the worries, all the problems, everything is all looked into. I can sit and relax, right? You want that kind of an energy in your life because somewhere you have gone through a lot of pain, lot of pain in the sense that it has been over the years that you are realizing that you can no longer carry on like this. It has to stop. It needs to stop. This kind of a situation has to end, where you want to be free of all this additional pain, burdens, responsibility, workload, and this and that, and people doing that, and people doing this, and this one giving you trouble, that is bringing trouble inside of you, and all this, back and forth, and every day is a severe issue. You don't want that. You want happiness. You want to grow. You want to nurture yourself, Sag. You want to nurture yourself. You want to feel happy about yourself. Take pride in being who you are, right? Take pride in knowing that you have things in order, that you have things under control in your life, and that you don't have to worry about anything that does not serve your purpose, right? So, technically, you are surrendering that pain, guys. You're surrendering that pain that has been there in your life because now you're coming to your realization that if you don't surrender the worries or that pain and free yourself, absolution, right? You free yourself from that kind of grief and pain and sorrow. Some of you could be having this over years. Some of you could be having this pain since your childhood years, right? But now it's time that you are realizing that if you don't let that go, you won't be able to look after your own growth, your own spiritual growth. You will not be able to nurture yourself. You will not be able to love yourself, right? Because if you carry that pain, if you carry that junk within you, how will you be able to flourish? It's not possible. So in order for you to flourish, you need to kill this, let go of this, right? Tell yourself that no, you don't need that. You are, in that energy where you feel that justice is where you can be the empress. You can be in this empress energy, right? Justice for you is when people together can come together and help build the story together, right? It's not upon you, just not upon you to do everything, for people. Justice for you is when you have that help. Justice for you means that when people come and work for you and you are the boss, right? And you take care of that situation without having to worry about anything, because you can trust those people who are, people who you work with or people who are working with you. That you don't have to go around, thinking, oh, if this one does that, if that one does that. No, no, no. Justice for you is not that. Justice for you is when you can free yourself from all those additional burdens and take your, take and consider and nurture yourself towards your own betterment, right? So this is where you're coming to terms with your own understanding, guys, that it's time for you to give this up. You don't need this anymore. You have that glow in you, you have that warmth, you have the drive in you. It's a matter of you coming to your understanding in the logical way, right, with the justice, where you feel that justice has not been served to you. It's coming to that realization that it's time for you to bring back justice in your own life. It's time to let the sun rise. It's time to let the sun rise and let the pain go, let the worry go, right? And nurture yourself. Bring back that beautiful sense of feeling good about your own individual strength, right? Feeling that sense of abundance, that whatever you have, in your own house belongs to you, and that you are fertile enough to make it grow even more, right? So if you have this much of money in the bank, and being the empress, you have that, you have that fertility, you can grow that money, right? You can grow that money, but you have to also, allow karma to work for you. You have to also allow karma to work for you in the right and honest and loving way. Being truthful with people, being truthful, as you take the initiative to build something in your own life. For some of you, you could be even thinking about a business, doing some kind of a new business project that brings you back your, that fertility, brings you back your abundance, gives you that opportunity to grow more, right? So it could be anything that way. You don't have to worry about everyday problems, and things are all taken care of, things are all put in the rightful place. That is what justice means for you. When people come together to work together, use their logical sense, in the truthful way, being honest, open and frank about their situations in life, to make things grow, to make things more fertile. That is where justice works for you. And that is how you're feeling, that is where is the true justice in making things become more abundant in your life, right? But what you're realizing as well is that it is time for you to let the sun rise. You have been blocking that sun, right? You have been blocking that sun from rising because you have been traveling, but there is this transition. There is this transition that is coming into your self, as you're slowly waking up, you're realizing that you need to get away from that problems. You need to free yourself from that baggage in your life that you have accumulated or you have been sitting with in your life. I call that garbage more so, not baggage, right? I call that garbage because we collect that over time. We definitely collect those over time, and that becomes a problem eventually because we are not able to then decipher what is right and what is wrong for us, right, as individuals. So this is your main energy that is going around, where you're coming to terms with your own logical reasoning, more so, with your own karma, how you build back your own karma, how you serve justice to more to yourself, right? Rather than waiting for justice to be served, because you know that you are doing good things and you will be doing good things. So what goes around comes around. What is above and so is below, right? So you believe in that. And therefore, your belief is making you feel more confident, or will make you feel more confident as you wake up and realize that it's time for you to let the sun rise. Okay? Then you have the 9 of Wands here, which is clearly talking, the 9 and the 10 of Wands, right? Which is clearly talking about a lot of pressure. You're tired, you're fatigued, and you have been working very hard against your will, or fighting with your reserve strength, because there has been a lack of self-confidence in yourself, Sag. You have been suffering from a lack of confidence, let me tell you that, or self-esteem. When you feel that, or you have felt that if you don't work very hard, and you're pushing yourself to work very hard, but if you don't work very hard, you will not be respected by people. So even though you're tired, you're wounded, you're hurt, you're still continuing to work because you want to prove your worth. That is the lack of self-confidence. That is the lack of, that happens to somebody who doesn't have confidence, and you're tired. For example, you wake up in the morning and you're supposed to go to work, say at 11 o'clock, and here at 8 o'clock in the morning, your boss is telling you, oh no, you can't come at 11, you have to come at 9 o'clock. So you have an hour to get ready, wash, and run for your job, right? And you still do it. Why? You couldn't say no to your boss. You couldn't say that, no, I'm not going to come. Do what you have to do, but you're worried because you lack that confidence. And if I don't do, or if I don't go for that job, or if I don't show up for that particular time, or in that particular time, I will lose my job, right? Lack of confidence. So you have been continuing to work hard and do as you have been ordered to do. And it has been tiring you out. It's been a case of fatigue, right? It has been a case of fatigue where you have, and what has happened here, another thing, guys, is that you feel that you have done a lot of mistake in the past. So you need to correct each mistake. And because to correct each mistake, you have to work very hard, right? So because it's like a vicious circle, you see that? To correct each mistake, you're working very hard every day. One thing. Second of all is that the work hard process is only going on, right? Every time you think that, okay, you have rectified one mistake from your past, there are 7 other wands which is standing in front of your eyes, or 8 other wands which is standing in front of your eyes, right? So in the process, you have been going around in a vicious circle, carrying all the 10 wands. You have not been able to get rid of even one problem, or even rectify even one mistake that you might have done before, because you have a lack of self-confidence, Sag. So in order to do that, in order to please other people, you have been working very hard against your will, using your reserve strength, pushing yourself every day, telling yourself, no, I need to go to work, I need to do this, I need to do that, even though I don't have the energy. I'm tired, my back is broken. Some of you guys could be even suffering from back pain, body ache, anything, right? Anything. I mean, physical part of the story, you could be really going through a tough time. That's because you haven't given yourself time. You haven't allowed yourself to say to yourself that enough is enough, I'm not going to do this. You haven't been able to say that because you have lacked that self-esteem, and this is where you are feeling guilty about it now. You feel guilty about this situation. You know that you shouldn't have done this, right? So every day in the night, whenever you think back, all these 9 swords are in front of you because you're feeling anxious about what you have done or what is going to happen, because you feel that if you don't continue, some of you may also feel that if you don't continue working hard, you won't get what you want in your life, right? You could be feeling very anxious about the whole situation. For some, when you have come to your terms and realization of your mistake, of what you have been doing, you're feeling guilty. You're feeling guilty. You're not being able to tell this to anybody else, but yeah, you're feeling very guilty at the same point in time because you're not enjoying this. You know, you're keeping awake in the night. You're not sleeping well for some, Sag. You're waking up in the night and you're thinking about, oh my God, tomorrow I have to do this. Tomorrow again I have to do that. And this constant battle is on for you, Sag. It's a constant battle that is going on for you. So somewhere you guys will have to take this into consideration, because you can't keep awake in the night like this. It's not good for you. It's not good for your health, for yourself. You know, so much of trouble, so much of anxiety. That's not going to help you guys. So somewhere you have to relieve that pressure and say that enough is enough. I'm not going to do anything which is beyond my power or my strength anymore. You know, because physically you guys, some of you guys could be feeling absolutely drained out. Let me tell you that physically, right? With the 5 of Pentacle and the King of Pentacle, you could be worried about your money, your stability, finances, right? You could be worried about that because you're not feeling, you feel that you still don't have enough in your pocket, you know, to do things that you would want to do. The 6 of Wands. To be acknowledged as a public figure, of somebody who, you know, who people acknowledge as being rich and victorious, right? As being rich and victorious. But you still feel that you haven't gone to that stage as of now. You haven't reached that place of confidence where you can hold your head high and say, right, that I want to do things my way. My victory is my, is my joy, my victory is my goal in my life. It is your goal. It is definitely your goal to be victorious, to be joyous, to celebrate your victory. But somewhere you still feel that you still need more in your pocket to come to that place of feeling victorious in yourself as far as your financial stability and situation is concerned, right? To do something that will make you feel more victorious. To do that, you need money, right? And you need that power of stability and money. So which is where you're feeling a little bit out in the cold. Guys, you're not feeling that you can really take on additional responsibilities in your life at this point in time. You know, because you're not really all there. So if some of you guys are thinking about getting married or having a family, you are still not very much feeling comfortable with that thought in your mind because of this factor of stability in your case, right? Where you can feel that sense of victory, you know, because that sense of victory, you're associating that with money, right? With your stability. So until you are financially stable in yourself, Sag, it's difficult for you to feel that sense of victory and joy because somewhere you're feeling that, you're still not all there at this point in time. That's going to take you time to move towards your victory and joy, right? But at the end of the day, what is happening here, Sag, is that you're coming to a lot of realization in yourself, even though you know it's going to take you time, even though you know it's going to take you maybe another couple of months, years, whatever, but you're still very much coming to your sense of understanding that somewhere your end goal is to be victorious. Somewhere your end goal is to reach that place of being happy and victorious, right? It's going to take you time. You're aware of that. But at this point in time, you're also telling yourself that, okay, whatever it is, right? I cannot keep worrying about this situation, but that I will have to surrender this issue and kind of concentrate on something different in my life that makes me feel more happy, in order for me to move out of this state of not feeling stable and happy and been working very hard to bring that factor of stability, but yet constantly worrying about it all the time is not going to work for me, right? I have to surrender that energy and focus more on that spiritual growth of understanding, having that abundance in yourself and knowing how to work with your energies in the right way in order to make things happen for yourself, right? So enjoy this reading, guys, until I see you once again. Till then, goodbye, God bless, Khuda Hafiz, and Namaste.